What's going on, people of the internet? My name's Denny, or Denny Cigarette. Sorry for no upload the past 2 days. Had some stuff going on. Merry Christmas to all of you, by the way. Hope you all had a good Christmas. I know I fucking did. So, But, yeah. I mean, it was nice. I haven't been home for the holiday season in 2 years, in and out of juvenile hall and whatnot. So, it was really nice to be home with my family for one of the first times in quite a while. But as you probably saw in on the title, we're going to be going over my first time K-holing today. Before we get into the video, number one, please join the Discord server. Well, actually, number one, please drop a sub, drop a like. Pretty please with sprinkles on top. Thank you all, by the way, for 500 subscribers. That my goal literally 2 weeks ago was to get to 100, and we 5 times that goal within the past roughly I want to say 8-9 days, which is crazy. I wanted to make it to 100 by like the end of January, maybe February. So to have 500 people here and still growing is absolutely crazy to me, and I just want to say thank you for that. Number two, please join the Discord server. We got hella people in there. A lot of interesting folks, a lot of like-minded people. I've been super thrilled and blessed to meet a lot of you. And it's a great thing. It's a great thing to bring a bunch of people together to not only help and support each other, but to relate to each other, because sometimes it could be hard to find people who are in your type of situation. And I like to think that it's nice for some people, especially as much as we can say like this is for adults, this is adult only content and whatnot. I know a lot of you are teenagers. I'm 19, but I know a lot of you are really young, and I think sometimes having someone who's like, not me specifically because I'm still fucking young, but there's a lot of people in the server that are old enough who have been through the ringer, who can give great advice, who can who you can relate to, you know what I mean? And I think that's a powerful thing. So if you could please join the Discord server. But yep. Last thing, drug test kits in the description as always. Very important. Please test your drugs. Don't just fucking, do them. It has saved my life countless times, and, definitely saved a few friends, and I guarantee it could do the same for you. But without further ado, let's get into the story. So I had started using ketamine about like really early 2022, 2021, or late 2021, 2022. I had first tried it, basically, this guy had posted a cereal box on his page, and it said Special K on it. And I hit him up, and I'm like, oh, you selling cereal? And I was fucking with him. He knew I was, and he's like, yeah, bro, I got that fire Special K. And I'm like, oh, okay. And this was my first time ever seeing anyone with it, So I went ahead, I started talking. Me and this guy already had a really good relationship. He'd come up, sell me Coke, Xans, whatever. And he was a really chill guy. I really fucked with him. Me and him would just talk about our personal lives a lot of the time when we'd meet up, and I feel like at least that me and him made a bond, because I used to, genuinely get called by this guy just for me and him to talk. We'd fucking play Fortnite together. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, this is the most personal relationships I ever had with the plug. But yeah. Anyway, so he said he had K. Never, at this point, never tried it. All had wanted to for the longest fucking time. But so I decide, call him up. I'm like, hey, let me get. I didn't know how much to do. Because young fucking kid. But I hit him up, and I'm like, hey, let me just get a G for now. He's like, all right, that's fine. So he fucking, it pretty far away. Not going to give exactly, but like a good minute. So I'm sitting there for quite a while, just fucking chilling, smoking a cigarette, and a cop car pulls by, and I was tweaking the fuck out. But it was fine. He was just passing through, but fucking, it fucking scared me to death. So he pulls up, and me and him get to talking. We're chatting it up, just talking about our personal lives and like, what's been going on. And I asked him what anameter the K was. Was it R ket? Was it S? He claimed it was R. We'll see about that. You know what I mean? Like I fucking, who knows? You know what I mean? Unless I get that GCMS or something, I'm not really gonna be able to know. So I just took his word for it. But obviously the R anameter is a lot more sought after than S. But so I get this bag, and I had never seen what like K crystals really looked like. Like you see these fucking posts on Reddit and shit, right? But I never saw it in person. But they're like these little like, this guy's K had these little like long like shards, like these tiny little long shards that I would break up, and they turned to like little pulverized crystals, and I thought they looked like fucking like really cool. But anyway, so I take this shit back to my house. I'm kind of like, the first thing I wanted to do, instead of just trying a little bit of it, I wanted to go full on out. And this is where the K-hole comes in, because I was like, all right, we're going to go big or go home. So I laid out, like, I Googled it, went on Psychonaut Wiki. By the way, shout out Psychonaut Wiki. They show you the dosage, pharmacology, toxicology of drugs, even some newer ones. So I'd recommend checking them out for harm reduction. But, I ended up checking Psychonaut Wiki, find out like heavy dose is like 150 milligrams plus, something like that. So I think I weighed out like a 0.18, and I just set it into 3 different lines. Snorted the first one, snorted the second, snorted the third, and that, there we go. We're off to the races, right? So I'm chilling there, and I expected it to be like really fucking sudden, and my only experience with another dissociative was DXM at this point. So I had come into this thinking it was going to be similar to DXM. And it's sort of like, parts of the DXM experience, I would say, can, sometimes can be attributed to a really good K experience, really high dose K. But I digress. So I start, basically I start feeling this come up. And the first thing I notice immediately is I notice like, my vision's starting to like go out of focus. Number one, I'm starting to get very light, and my body's starting to get like kind of like not sort of numb to sensation. I don't if for someone who's never done it, it's kind of like being in a like when the doctor gives you like nitrous. That kind of like, it's very mild with the nitrous they give you, but like sort of like a nitrous numbing. You know what I mean? Where like your skin's like I don't know. It just it's weird. You just like, it's not processing correctly. You're not processing the right signal. So everything kind of feels numb, but it's not. It's not like the normal numb feeling. But anyway, I noticed that, and then like I noticed I start spinning, like spinning in my head. Like if I close my eyes, like I feel myself spinning, and then I started noticing I feel like I'm getting pulled somewhere, like this, like a magnet towards like, I don't know, fucking steel or something. Like I'm being pulled in one direction every time I close my eyes and I start spinning. And I got really worried because I didn't realize that this was part of the K-hole experience, being, the spinning, the being pulled somewhere. And I started to panic a little bit. I start getting, I'm getting really dissociated too. I'm starting not to recognize certain objects, and I'm starting to like think that like the thoughts like slowly starting to leak into my head that I'm like not real, or like I don't remember who I am. You know what I mean? Like very slowly, and I'm like really trying to keep myself awake during this time, but keeping my eyes open is super hard, because like parts of the room are like, some of them's like some of it's like moving downwards, and some of it's like shifting upwards, and I don't know what you call that. I think they do call it shifting, but like it was super disorienting. So I finally just give in. I say fuck it, like you're already in it, just close your eyes. Psychonaut Wiki said it only lasts an hour, like just ride it out, right? So I closed my eyes, and I'm sitting there, and I had some of the weirdest and most beautiful hallucinations at the same time. Seeing a lot of old friends who I miss dearly, just their faces, but it meant something to me. It meant something to me. It was like a very, strong message, because I have a lot of trauma with people just like up and leaving, you know. So it was really nice to see their faces again, and I don't know, there was some other stuff too, like being in a bird's eye view over like a sea of stars, or like bird's eye view of like LA, I guess, if that's the best way I can put it, like cityscapes and fucking, I don't know, it was really weird. And at one point, like, I just full on was like kind of, I don't know, I felt like I was underwater for a bit. I had like this kind of water effect going on, and I was just kind of, you know, like in the hallucination, I'm kind of like, I'm looking down once again, bird's eye view, but I'm looking down at my own house, but but it feels like it's underwater, you know what I mean? And I don't know what I thought in that moment, but I couldn't recognize my own house, and I slowly started to forget that I was even fucking human. And I'm not gonna lie, like, after, like, I started, like, that thought process started to get in my head, I started to panic again. But eventually, like, I started seeing, like, hallucinations of, like, once again, like, real people in my life, like, birth dad I never got to meet but saw pictures of, my birth mom and her like doing stuff, you know, just really personalized things that I've never really fucking experienced with any other substance. And it was beautiful, but eventually I start to come down, the pulling sensation starting to not get as intense, and I'm starting to like realize like, hey, you took a drug, your name's Denny, you're, you know, in this house, you live here, right? Like, those things started to come back to me, and I started forming like clear thought patterns again, and slowly the feeling like of getting tugged away completely goes away. I was able to open my eyes a little bit before that, and I'm just kind of looking around. But yeah, I mean, that was the story of me K-holing for the first time. So, and I guess doing ketamine too for the first time. So, but we'll call it first time. Yeah, we'll call it the first time using ketamine. Why not? But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the story. If you did, sub and like, you know how it be. I need that. Once again, please join the Discord, linked in the description and pinned in the comments. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for 500 subs, and I hope you all have a good day. All right, deuces.